know October is right around the corner when the Dodgers start to play bad. The Dodgers historically have not played all that well in September, and obviously it kind of translates a little bit into October. That's a whole other story. It's going to tie into this video here because, again, I am getting very concerned about the Dodgers. We go back to just last month, and the Dodgers were having a historic month. I mean, it was literally a week ago. The Dodgers had an historic month going on for them. They were playing great baseball. All was well in the world. The Dodgers were like 25-6 in the month of August, or 24-6, something crazy, something ridiculous. A really good month of August for them. You know, everybody played well. Mookie Betts kind of came up in the MVP conversation. They played the Braves to close out that month of August. Of course, everyone thinks it's going to be an NLCS preview, myself included. Again, that's me being the optimistic. I'm known to be a little bit pessimistic about this ball club. I've seen a lot from this team, and I tend to be pessimistic. I tend to judge them pretty harshly, and you know, that's just the nature of me being a fan, and you guys can fan your own way. Everything that I've seen so far does not indicate a World Series winner to me. Like, this is not going to be a World Series winning team as of September 5th, 2023. So I would be remiss. I'd be remiss if I did not mention Julio Urias. Good old Julio Urias, one of the top Dodger pitchers, 6-7 years or however long it's been that he's been with LA. Capped off by throwing the final out of the World Series in 2020, which will kind of sort of be tainted from now on, right? I mean, it just kind of has that feel to it. As far as like Julio, you know, making that last out and the celebration and all that, like, knowing his background now and knowing how his Dodger career presumably come to an end here, it's a shame. It really is a shame how Julio Urias handled himself and has handled himself. Again, this guy was really good coming up. He was a top prospect for the Dodgers. Had Tommy John surgery in 2017 and 2018. Comes back in 2019, you know, does sporadically out of the bullpen. In that season, he faces a domestic abuse charge against him, but I think the charge was dropped or something. Either way, he was suspended in 2019 for domestic abuse, his first offense, and of course, literally a couple of days ago, arrested for domestic abuse yet again in 2023, 4 years after his first suspension, which he served of 20 games. Did not travel with the team to Miami, and this is it. This is it for Julio Urias. He will not be a Dodger any longer. If he is a Dodger, I would be completely shocked, and the Dodgers have some explaining to do, considering how they handled Trevor Bauer's situation. He's done as a Dodger, and he might just be done altogether as a big league player. I'm going to give you guys an example of what Julio Urias did to his career. So if you don't mind, you know, Julio Urias, you know, contract year and all, great pitcher with the Dodgers. You know, he's going to get paid a pretty good amount of money, even though he's had an off year. You know what Julio decided to do? Decided to throw the ball, throw it away. He decided to throw it away. And that's his career. It's his career now, and he is done as a Dodger and probably as a big league pitcher. We may never see Julio again. Second defense, I don't know how he comes back from this. I do not know how he comes back from this. From a ball club standpoint, trying to sign him, it's not a good look. Julio Urias is done as a Dodger, and though he was struggling this year, he was still going to play a pivotal role in October for the Dodgers, and the rotation that is an absolute shambles. The Dodgers rotation is an absolute shambles. I have a major concern with this Dodgers team, top to bottom. Clayton Kershaw pitched tonight. He did not look good. I saw his start off the IL against the Colorado Rockies about a few weeks ago. He was alright. Again, not dominant Clayton Kershaw, right? Not vintage Kershaw. He went 5 innings. That's what he's done in every start since then. He's done 5 innings. He cannot go to 6 innings because the Dodgers do not let him. I think in his last start, he could have gone 6 innings, but the Dodgers pulled him after 75 pitches. And this is my point with the Dodgers. Why do they not let guys just pitch? Just pitch. Back in the 80s and 90s, these guys used to throw 150 pitches like nothing. They seem to have pretty long careers. So why are we like babying these pitchers and throwing 75 pitches and just yanking them out? It doesn't make any sense to me. The Dodgers are the #1 notorious team for that. Let guys pitch. Pay them millions of dollars every single year. You might as well let them play and earn every penny that they get, right? So I don't like the way the Dodgers manage their starting pitchers or pitchers in general, and it's proven to be that it doesn't really work. They have so many injuries, not only in the starting rotation, but in the bullpen as well. So many guys get injured. Not the way to win baseball games by just babying pitchers, taxing your bullpen for so many innings, you know, getting a circus out of the bullpen, which is a Dave Roberts special, as I like to call it, 100 guys out of the bullpen, and it leads to inevitable disaster. But yeah, the Dodgers are going to have to get really, really creative this October. And again, it scares me because They don't have any frontline starter. There's not a single guy on this team that is a #1 ace on this club. And I think every other team that is in the postseason race can probably say they have a #1 ace. You can make the case for a few guys on the Dodgers, but really, there's no like, yep, he's our guy. There's no he's our guy. That's the problem that the Dodgers have, and the other teams don't, right? They have other frontline #1 aces. The Dodgers do not. Now, as of today, I would probably start Bobby Miller for Game 1 of the NLDS. Clayton Kershaw was my guy, and so I saw this start. Yeah, he's not going to cut it. In fact, Clayton Kershaw has publicly said, and the Dodgers have kind of said as well, that he's pitching through an injury. This is who he is. This is Clayton Kershaw at this point of his career. Unfortunately, he is injured a lot. He's injured a lot. He just has a lot of wear and tear on his body. Not that he doesn't take care of his body, but there's a lot of wear and tear on his body, right? A lot of miles on that. You don't want to see Clayton Kershaw go out like this. The Dodgers are going to have a decision to make. Clayton Kershaw is going to have a decision to make. We all want him. He wants to be a part of this October, pennant push. But it's going to be up to the young guys like Emmett Sheehan, like Bobby Miller, like Ryan Pepio, maybe even Gavin Stone. And again, the Dodgers did this to themselves, because what do they do at the deadline? What did the Dodgers do at the deadline? Oh, they got their big fish acquisition in Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn was a guy that I did not want. 6.50 ERA in Chicago. Lance Lynn got lit up by the Braves the other night. Back-to-back horrible outings by the Red Sox, by the Atlanta Braves. Two pretty good offenses, and he got absolutely roughed up. So I don't have any trust in Lance Lynn. I don't have any trust in him. Yeah, he looked good the first 4 starts or whatever it was. A couple of bad teams mixed in there. Lance Lynn is not a guy to be trusted this October at all. And the Dodgers, going cheap. That's what they get for going cheap at the deadline. I don't want to see bullpen. I don't want to see bullpen games, piggyback games. I'm not about that. And you handed the keys to Dave Roberts to, kind of handle all that. It's just the absolute worst idea imaginable. They are set up for failure. We go to the offensive side of the ball, and I have to start with my favorite player, Max Muncy. You guys know that I am not the biggest Max Muncy fan, and I believe he is a liability to this team. I have a video solely on how he is just a liability to the club. I don't care that he hits 40 home runs a year. Show me your average, and that tells me how good of a player you are. And obviously, it doesn't tell the whole story, but again, this guy is batting 200. He's batting 4th in the lineup. That is not going to get it done. You guys let me know how you guys feel. How do you feel about the Dodgers currently? Right now, they are getting beat by the Braves and the Marlins, 2 potential playoff teams. They play the Marlins, 100% beat the Dodgers. With that being said, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys again next time. Later.